After only 2 episodes, The Rainmaker is achieving what Suits LA could only hope for. The USA Network's legal drama based on the John Grisham novel of the same name has had mixed reviews from critics, but Rudy Baylor, Milo Callahan, has immediately resonated with audiences. Furthermore, The Rainmaker's successful viewership is particularly impressive when compared to NBC's disappointing spin-off. Suits LA's failure was the culmination of strange editing choices, confusing plotlines, and many more grievances from viewers and critics alike, but one of the biggest issues was its inconsistent tone. Stephen Amell's Ted Black would go from a high-octane murder trial to after-work drinks in the blink of an eye, but it sadly never felt like a natural transition. Suits LA also incorporated a thriller aspect just like The Rainmaker. Ted Black's dark past was straight out of a mafia movie. Stephen Amell as Ted Black talking to Sophia Penas as Elizabeth Smith in Suits LA. Unfortunately, the tonal dissonance in Suits LA wasn't a one-off issue, rather, the entire show genre-bended at times, to the chagrin of viewers. From Suits LA's betrayals that had no emotional payoff to the whiplash-inducing flashbacks of mob executions, the NBC spin-off always felt confused about its own identity. Unlike The Rainmaker, however, Suits LA's clashing style wasn't necessarily intentional. There were glimpses of heartfelt storylines, like Ted's festering guilt over losing his brother, Eddie, Carson A. Egan, but any authenticity was quickly overshadowed by shoddy attempts at humor or self-indulgent trauma. Case in point, instead of functioning as an actual mystery, Eddie's death in Suits LA only served to deepen Ted's wounds and turn him into a tragic hero. Therein lies the major problem. The darkest parts of Suits LA, the murder trial, the Hollywood fixer threatening Stewart, Josh McDermott, and the entire New York plot with Pellegrini, Anthony Azizi, only existed for Ted. Ted was the one to bag a not guilty verdict during his first criminal defense case, Ted was the one to save Stewart from a dangerous blackmailer, and Ted was the one to take down Pellegrini twice. He never did it alone, but Suits LA always framed Ted as the savior, which cheapened any actual tension. Why The Rainmaker's thriller mystery is more compelling than Suits LA's. Instead of puffing up a character, The Rainmaker unsettles its audience. Milo Callahan's Rudy Baylor talking to P.J. Burns' Deck Shiflett in The Rainmaker Episode 1. Jonathan Hession, copyright symbol USA Network, a courtesy Everett Collection. In sharp contrast, The Rainmaker includes thriller elements that benefit the show at large, not just Rudy's character. Though The Rainmaker's main villain is a prototypical bloodthirsty lawyer, the 2025 adaptation includes Melvin Pritchard, Dan Fogler, a man accused of killing his mother, who also happens to be a key witness in Rudy's main case. Yet, Melvin is a complicated character himself, who sedates and kills people in search of the truth, often dropping the spine-chilling catchphrase of, "Don't worry, I'm a nurse." Furthermore, the camera work and framing of Kelly's, Robin Carra, abusive relationship makes the situation feel like a horror movie, leaving no gray area or room to deny the obvious domestic violence. The Rainmaker still oscillates between comedy and drama, as is typical for legal procedurals, but the USA Network employs darker themes not to milk their shock value or make Rudy seem like a superhero. Rather, The Rainmaker disturbs its viewers on purpose to lay out the true stakes of the overarching plot, which makes it all the more compelling.